Everyone, I think you know what it's time for. We weren't here last week, so we're not going to sit here and waste the formality time. Because, folks, it's been an interesting week. Knuckles is getting a new TV show. Stellar Blade's hitting shelves very soon. Evo finally made their announcement of their lineup, and Overwatch 2 it's still Overwatch 2, so we don't have to spend too much time talking about that one, but it's not the only game that's coming out, renewing itself and finding itself in high spirits. Power World's doing great, and so is Tekken 8. But let's start with the first order of business. Idris Elba, Knuckles TV show, right before we get the Shadow movie, Sonic the Hedgehog 3? Which technically this would make this Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so I'm sure they're going to do the bit. But honestly, I am impressed that the trailer for a Paramount original looks as good as the movie. Like, because normally the TV shows usually see there's like a drop in quality, like even if it's just a notch or two. But this looks like it's running on par. So, shout outs to Paramount Plus, I guess.
I mean, on top of that, they got the actual like voice actors from the movie. Like Idris Elba is gonna be Knuckles. Oh my God! John Ralphio is going to be Sonic. I don't know who was Tails. I actually don't know who was Tails in the other movie. But like, yeah, all of them are going to be there. The actors from like Sonic 2 are going to be in it. Like it's very, very interesting to see that it's working out that way. So yeah, it's cool that Paramount is doing this because it's a good companion piece for Sonic 3, which. We haven't gotten like an actual trailer for that yet, so it'll be something good to like mull people over while they wait for that. And because Knuckles, okay, it backs the theory that Knuckles doesn't really need a movie, especially with how they like made the character's lore in this in the like movie universe or whatever. And at the end of Sonic 2, like. There's not really much for him to do there. Like he's just like he's very overpowered. And
Look,
he's just there.
I'm just wondering what the story is going to be because are like Tails and Sonic like did they get captured? Are they on vacation? Are they just kicking their feet up? Nux can handle it.
I think they're just letting him handle it. It's one of those like, oh well, where are the Avengers during Echo? That sort of thing where it's like, nah, they're just doing other shit. It's like regular Marvel Universe type shit.
That's fair. I'm cool with that. But like Knuckles getting his own show, and look, say what you want, say what you will. I'll admit there was something about hearing Nuck if you buck as the trailer theme that was like, no, somebody over there gets it. Somebody clearly understands what people are looking for. Although I did think it was weird. What was it? I think the last Sonic movie did Gangster's Paradise, but it was a weird remix of it.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily sure if it fit, but hey.
There's no guarantees that I'm even gonna have this name.
Clearly somebody out there knows.
But I just gotta be
Also, Tricky Gesture with the 60 months. Let's go. That's 5 years. That is a commitment. Some marriages don't even last that long, so we appreciate you here. That being said, don't look at me like that, brother. Don't.
Dude, we're doing a podcast here. What do you think?
You think I'm not going to thank the man?
After the podcast, what the fuck? What the hell? Hey, I think he understands that, we're trying to, have some continuity with the podcast here, bro.
All right, Tricky Chester, go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Oh,
your money's no longer good.
Look at him. Look at him. See that? This is crazy. Anywho, what the fuck? It's good that Paramount's doing this. Paramount Plus, you're holding Challenge All Stars Season 4 hostage. Season 4? Is it 4 or 3? I don't even fucking know. Anyways, you're holding the new season hostage, and you've hinted that we might be getting it, but you should like officially confirm that it's coming out sometime this year because it has been filmed apparently like at least a year and a half at this point now, and it's very necessary, since we have a current season of the show where the only person you can root for is someone who is still in the game through sheer force of will. So, like, as a challenge fan, I'm saying right now, release it. Release the All-Star cut.
So let me ask you this: since we're talking about shows that are on streaming platforms right now, let me ask you the real question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this year, when a certain television show does drop on Netflix, are we going to have to get on bended knee and go, I am sorry, M. Night Shyamalan. It could be worse.
Do you know what? I don't. Okay. See, that was a thought for 2 seconds. But like after seeing the trailer, it's worlds better than that Shyamalan version could ever have been, because at least they got his name right. You know, hey, he's Aang, not
people got Ong.
Like at least they knew what was going on. The kid that played Aang in the Shyamalan movie was like, he was a good martial artist, but he wasn't an actor. So like he was really fucking bad, and they just didn't care.
So what you're saying, the Ronda Rousey treatment?
Worse than that. Like he was a kid who like had zero experience even attempting to act anything ever. And
did you see MK11 Sonya Blade?
Listen, man. It had a point to it. It had some like pizzazz to it for, oh, this is General I'm dead. Like so. So it's fine, but like they should have used a different voice for like younger Sonya. That would have made more sense, because it felt weird, because Ronda Rousey fit for like the older Sonya who's like.
Is my shirt holographic? Am I bugging?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the can. It's like I'm seeing sparkles on my shirt. Like, why is my shirt doing that?
I don't know, bro.
I'm turning these key lights off, man. I'm starting to look like a fucking, like I'm being heavenly. Oh fuck! All right, turn that one on. Turn the other one off. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place tonight.
Yeah, you're
being attacked.
You're attacking yourself. Anyways, okay. So when live action Avatar got announced, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be like dog shit. But who cares? We can ignore it. Or at best, it'll be like the Yu Yu Hakusho one, where it's like you'll watch it and you're like, wow, this is all right, and then you just go about your life. I
feel like the Yu Yu Hakusho one was just like, there's some interesting concepts here, but it didn't do anything that really suck its teeth into me to the point where it's like I'm gripped and I need to see it. It just felt like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, but like, okay. This might sound a little like weird, biased, American, whatever you want to call it, but
now here it comes.
As soon as I saw that it was one of those like Japanese like casted like renditions of an anime like IP, I was like, oh, this is gonna be all right. The actors are gonna do their best to like portray the characters how they like them, but it's not gonna be like we need to like uphold this as the best rendition of this IP that's ever been done or whatever. It's going to be okay.
I don't think anybody was ever going to do that, though.
No, I mean, like, it was getting hyped up like, nah, Netflix is really taking this serious. Oh, my God. It's going to be way better than Cowboy Bebop. Oh, my God. It's like,
I think that happened because One Piece was on a roll, and everyone just immediately said, what have they done for me lately? Banger. So this one is going to be unadulterated banger. And it's like, let's relax on calling even the One Piece a banger. It was solid.
It was one of those things where it's like, let's relax on even like mentioning this in the same tier, because Netflix is not like making it like it's not like being Netflix made as like
there isn't a Netflix team. Like it's always the same people for every Netflix property. Because if that was the case, They must have Mother Brain or some super potent AI that's crafting these scripts and churning them out.
It was like more of like it was getting made, and Netflix is like, oh, it'd be cool if we like bought that so we could like put it on our platform. The One Piece thing was like, no, we want you to make it for us. So when it came out, it was everything I expected. I was like, oh, this is good. They like respect the IP, and they're doing their own thing with it, but they're also making it like very entertaining and like like more like realistic. Even though there's a CGI demon in it, but whatever. But like like they're doing things, and it was working out. It was pretty nice. So fucking yeah. That's what I expected. Just like with, how people were hyping up the Full Metal Alchemist one that got put on Netflix, and it was like, you guys I don't think you've seen like the two Death Note movies, the Attack on Titan one, like, you know, the Rurouni Kenshin one. Like, I don't think you've seen any of these things. So like, maybe you should lower your expectations a little bit, and you'll be all right. You'll understand what it is and what it's for. And they didn't, and people got very upset, and it was like, it was what it was supposed to be. Yu Yu Hakusho was a tier above that, but it was still like, you know, it's what it was supposed to be. Not One Piece, you know, not the One Piece one, basically. But this Avatar one, I saw it and I was like, this is a bad idea, because Avatar, like, when's the last time you saw something new about Avatar: The Last Airbender? You know what I mean? Like, there was not some like new like season of Korra or season of like the original show or anything like that. Although like apparently they're making like another season to be like a few years later, maybe about like Zuko's journey to find his mom and like everybody else doing, you know, their thing when they get a little older. But none of that shit was out. You know, it was just based on the nostalgia of the original show, which I don't know. It's like a read the room sort of thing, you know? Like, even though Good Burger 2 was
that is,
like,
I still haven't seen that. I forgot
even
that came out.
It's good if you don't sit there and like criticize the things that went into it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like Kel hasn't acted for like years or whatever. This was like a really nice project for him to come back on the scene and people be like, wow, look at him, you know? And like the story of it is that, you know, God, I don't remember the character's name in the movie right now. But anyways, he has like, Ed has like a kid, and he still works at the burger place and all this other stuff, you know? And it's like kind of like redemption arc-y for him. And it's got a lot of references to the original. It's got a lot, you know, a lot of the older characters are back, all that stuff.
I heard they dug up Carmen Electra for this one again.
Okay. God, dug up Carmen Electra. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people who were in it were like, you know, dug up in a sense. Like, they were just like, I don't know, doing whatever else besides acting. And they got to like show out and like have fun. That was the thing about it. Like, it's fun. Even though it's not per se like super good, it's fun. And it was like a fun project. That's the best you could do with something like that, because Good Burger hasn't been like referenced in like tons and tons of years, and everyone who is involved in it is super old. So it's like, if you're doing something like that with an IP, it's got to be fun or it's going to be bad, because you're thinking of something that hasn't been relevant for years. Avatar is in the same vein. Even though people love it and like you see like memes and clips and all that shit, it still hasn't had anything new in such a long time. So this is going to be where all eyes are at, and you decided to make it a live action thing for a series that is best done in animation. And when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, this might actually be pretty good. You know, it looks like, you know, they're really like, they care about the performances. Like they're making sure that things are like accurate. There's some like really good references here. I kind of don't like, you know, what they did with Zuko, but like, who cares? And then I keep reading all these blurbs about what they've done to the characters, and I'm like, so you don't get it? Like, did you watch it? It's like, yeah, we decided that Ahsoka's misogynist arc is just not going to happen. We don't really like that. We didn't like it at all. We didn't like that he was a misogynist boy. He just isn't that, and he's a better person. It's like,
so they're gonna do the was it the Kyoshi Warriors? Like, how's that gonna work if he doesn't have that growing pain and being humbled? Like, are we just skipping that, or like what are we doing about that?
Allow me to take the tinfoil hat and put it on.
Oh no.
What if the Kyoshi Warriors are just not there at all?
I thought you were saying, what if the Kyoshi Warriors are just men?
Oh shit! Let's see the other tinfoil hat thing. What if they're just men? Or what if it's just one of the Kyoshi Warriors shows up? Or they just mention them in passing, like, hey, you remember the time when we saw the Kyoshi Warriors? Oh, all right. Well, because they're also apparently going to take away any of the childlike whimsy of Aang's adventures. They're going to go right to the meat. So,
but I think they like, that's the point of his adventures, is he's a misguided kid.
Yeah,
it's what he does.
One of the most important things is that like the other avatars that they've shown, the previous avatars, like they didn't have to save the world as like kids necessarily. They were like, they were adults, like Avatar Kyoshi, adults, like that. All of them like were like adults doing like adult shit. And Aang missed out on a lot of that because he was frozen in ice for like a lot of his formative years of becoming the Avatar. And now it's like, shit, I have to learn everything like very soon so that I can save you guys. But I'm also still learning how to be the Avatar. Speaking of him being frozen and the years and stuff, they're gonna include the genocide.
Yeah, see, here's the thing about that, right? Listen, I know that you should never let modern day sensitivities get in the way of your art. However, I don't understand how character being misogynist is here. Genocide of a nomad tribe is somehow way lower on the scale for y'all, especially while one is taking place literally right now. I just feel like there's a level of out of touchness in the air that somebody's got to get on board and stop that.
I mean they apparently are taking out the there's no, what is it? There's
no war in Ba Sing Se. So
Ba Sing Se,
that was made by Disbussing Film. That's not real.
Okay.
I looked at the tweet and I was like, listen, guys, because anybody can pay for Twitter Blue now. The shit's getting ridiculous. So if you're just skimming and you see the profile and then you see this, sometimes your brain will just autocomplete. And I was like, nah, this ain't them. I checked it. That is a fake report. But the fact that it's believable,
we still have to hold out on whether or not it's not real. But
it could be an accurate guess.
That's the problem. It really could be an accurate guess. We're in no man's land right now. Like, we have no idea what's about to happen next. And look, I'm just gonna not listen to any other like report or any other like promotional like post that's saying like, this is what we did with the series to make it different. Now I'm just gonna, like, when it comes out, I'll either wait a couple of days and see what people say about the first episode, or I'll watch the first episode, maybe an episode and a half, see how I feel, and after that I might not watch it. Like, I originally was just kind of like, I'm probably not going to care and I'm not going to watch it. But now I just have to know what's going to be different. Is that girl going to turn into the moon? Cause I believe she was in the trailer, but is that girl going to turn into the moon?
Well, if they're getting rid of the whimsy, it's just going to be like, no, if you don't do it, I'll die.
Is Azula going to, like, I don't know, have like the tortured like backstory at all, or is she just gonna be like, oh, she was born evil or whatever the fuck, is Zuko even gonna have a redemption arc, or is he just gonna, like, during the water the water like book arc, is he just gonna show up as the mystical warrior? Actually, is he just not gonna show up as that like mysterious warrior, and he's just gonna see Aang, be like, Avatar, and then Aang's gonna like touch him on the head? I see now. Better man now. It's really feeling like that's what's gonna happen.
Funny thing about Zuko is some people were getting mad at the Disbussing Film, not the discussing film, because they put out the tweet that said Zuko will not chase Aang in Netflix's Avatar: The Last Airbender series. The Prince of the Fire Nation will instead focus on working through his parental trauma through cognitive behavioral therapy and a self-help podcast. And I was like, see, I'm glad you ended this one with a podcast, so people who are only glancing at things won't get fooled. But they got people hooked on that Ba Sing Se shit, brother.
The more I think about it, the more I'm a little offended that you even like mentioned whether or not this will be better or worse than the Shyamalan one, because that one had the iconic scene towards the end of like Iroh going like and like shooting fire. Like, oh my god, he's making his own fire, and it was like, huh? Excuse me, the firebenders don't know how to make fire.
Okay. So there's a scene. There's a scene in the live action Avatar movie for M. Night Shyamalan. Do you remember when like the 4 Earthbenders were doing like the tribal chieftain, and then like slow
It's like a pebble going like.
Right. And then they had some fifth dude line it up and go, so. I'm like, that is so inefficient. I would rather you just start picking up rocks and pelting people at that point, bro.
There was better better earthbending happening like in the background when they were just showing like a montage of people doing shit. Like it was so weird.
It's like, look, I don't care if these people are in training. I don't care if they're your royal guard. I don't care if they're the lowest tier earthbenders to ever earthbend. With a performance like that to attack anyone, not only should they be banned, they should have their bending taken on some Legend of Korra shit. And the dude who got hit by it, brother, I need you to start living the life of Jesus because you can't do crimes. There ain't no way you let that happen. You can't do evil.
I mean, that movie literally, like, Avatar was never racist, and like fucking M. Night Shyamalan thought that like let's make it racist. Like the Indian people are the evil fire tribe. I'm like, huh? It's like the Chinese people are the earthbenders who have been oppressed, and I'm like, what is happening right now?
Are you ready for the oppression Olympics? Because so here's the thing, right? I know they said that they're going to take the misogyny out. So how are they going to handle the water tribe that they're from? Because they're part of a distinct portion of the water tribe that has more, I don't want to say traditional, but it was definitely more old-fashioned, classic values. Men are hunter-gatherers, women nurture the home.
Right.
So if we don't want to have Sokka have those parameters and be calibrated in that way, you're going to have to change their culture. Or are you going to make him the traditional modern day standard anytime something even slightly misogynistic could potentially even happen? He's got to be the character that pulls you aside and like pulls the audience aside to be like, that's wrong, chat. We don't do that. Like, are they going to make him kind of like pseudo Johnny Bravo?
I just want to see at this point. Like, I want to see what it is. I mean, like, is he even gonna like reference like Katara being like a mother to him, so much so that he doesn't remember what his real mother looks like? Like, are they gonna reference shit like that, or are they?
But you want to know what's
taking
crazy
all of that
about?
out?
You want to know what's crazy about that level of character development?
What?
Katara knew that. She knew because she overheard him say it, and then like it wasn't too much later. She then tried to punch that man in the gut and that's why you don't love mom. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, yo, hello?
Well, kids.
Yeah, I know. Kids say the darndest things.
Oh, no. Let's not reference a Cosby product, please.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. But what we can reference is somebody being double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon because, folks, Stellar Blade is coming soon. I say emphasis on coming because I don't know if you've seen the online discourse for this one, ladies and gentlemen, but apparently people see those yams. They see those yadas. And they say that her face card does not decline at any store or any country. And I gotta start wondering if booty cheeks are a selling point for a video game, which is fine. I think the game looks phenomenal. I think the game is going to be great. I think it's going to be something that people who like games like Ninja Gaiden, Devil May Cry, Nier Automata, whatever it is that you like, I'm sure there's something in there for you from what we saw from those trailers. That being said, hell, I think even some of the Souls people will be happy with what the fuck I'm seeing in there, but I digress. There are some people who looked at all that gameplay, they weren't sold. But once they saw that Sony wasn't going to de-yamification her ass or put a piece of tarp over her butt cheeks, and then saw those costumes where they hug her figure just right, just so in case you want to grab your third joystick on your controller, you can play around with that too. It seemed like a lot of people were all in just on the horniness aspect of the game, which if that's you, that's fine, whatever. But what I want to know, and I just want you to answer me this question. Why is it okay for you guys to super simp over virtual ass? Because you say that type of lewd and just absolutely, quote unquote, as y'all put it, distasteful content doesn't exist in the gaming realm. But but then all of a sudden, y'all got super tilted at Twitch streamers when they were showing off some assets.
You want to know why, man? It's just like what I said before. Secretly, they're the ones in the chats. They're in the chat rooms. They're the guys who are going to those like Korean streamers on Twitch who have the like, you know, the camera that shows like 3 of them or whatever, and they're doing their dances or whatever the fuck, and they're like, ooh, so this, I really loved it. Kawaii desu. You know, they're doing some nonsense. They're saying some nonsense in there.
So what you're saying, it's the Voss syndrome. That's what you're telling me.
No. There's no horses involved here. No. That's like,
but no, like being seriously, I just want to know, just why is it okay for y'all to simp for some virtual coochie?
Because they have control over it. Like 100% they have control over like what this character does in this game. You know what I mean? It's just really when this got announced and they were like, yeah, Project P, and they just showed this woman in this like skin tight, you know, outfit doing like possible character action, you know, type shit. I was like, oh, it's a bite off of Devil May Cry because Devil May Cry 5 just came out or whatever. And people were like, yeah, Chinese Bayonetta. And I was like, huh? Like, what do you see? Oh, it's because you know, Bayonetta makes you horny. This makes you I get it, but it was like, I already know what this is. They're probably just gonna make it like, you know, mid-tier gameplay with like a lot of ass shots.
So here's the thing. Let's just say that's true. I do want to talk about the other side of the initial thing that I had brought up.
Well, let me say this. The marketing is what's like made it so much worse because even the devs, well, first off, the director or whoever it is that keeps like putting out announcements about what's being in the game.
Right.
That's the horniest man you've ever met. You're like, holy shit. This guy constantly is like, yeah, we found this model that was like really, really good looking. Here's a picture of her. We took this model here and we used her to make our character. And then we made some slight changes. You know, we changed the face, you know, and whatnot. But like, yeah, that's where we got the idea for her body to make her like realistic and whatnot. It's like, did you even need, you could have just imported like, you know, 2B's body and then just like took the slider for her butt and then went, yeah, because that's really all that's going on. Like, it's really all that's really going on here. Like, you could have taken like any character from like, I don't know, Tekken 8, any like of the girl characters from Tekken 8, and then just add more muscles and add more booty, you know, or some shit like that. Like it's not like they're breaking the mold with the model for this character. It's your average like, you know, horny waifu character. And we all know that, and they're leaning into it, which, I mean, I can't blame them for doing that because they know that's going to be the only way for this game to like stay on the map for them long enough for them to make like a shit ton of money. But it's still really like corny. They're doing all this shit. You know, it's like, I have Steam. All right. Every time I open up Steam, I see at least like 3 horny games at the bottom being like new and trending. And it's like, people buy those. And I know that people buy those. But what are they going to do? How are you going to play the game with one hand? You know? Like, I don't get it. Like, it's weird that this game is like able to do this and be like, yeah, we've got you. We've gotten the crowd. And people are fighting for them. They're like, yeah. Because apparently, you know, there was like one of the devs was like, you know, this is a little much as far as like the sexualization of the character or whatever. And people were like, yeah, fuck that lady, whatever. They fired her. Yeah, she sucks anyways. And it's like, calm down, please. Like, they're not going to take it away from you. And also, Senran Kagura exists. You could just buy that. I don't know. You just buy the last Senran Kagura game to give you your shiny boobs, and I'm sure you'll be fine. Or just replay Estival Versus or something, you know, like it's all right. Like, I feel like this is gonna like curtail into like a thread of people being like, and that's why I hate Sony, because they censored all my Japanese games.
So here's the thing. About the game. I think the game is going to be fine. I think the game definitely shows some promise. I know a lot of people, are talking about like from the perspective you're saying from about how the model looks. But I also want to talk about the other side. Because there are some people who were jumping all over this game saying it's promoting unrealistic body standards for women. And it's like,
I don't care.
It's like who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I see a man with 84-inch pythons and he's standing 7'7", I'm gonna be like, neat. Not, oh man, how can I fucking compete with this fucking guy, man? Holy shit. Like, no one cares.
I mean, some people do, but like, this is not the game.
Those people do not matter to me. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
This is not the game to like push that kind of advocacy, you know? This game is not going to change society or like break the mold in any sort of way. It's not made for that. It's never been promoted to be that. It's like told you from the jump, it's never going to be that. And you shouldn't expect that from this game. Yeah, I'm sure there's some games that can do that. There's some games that would do that. You know, like I remember, at one point in time, people talked about like how Killer Instinct did that because, I think like every woman in that game represents, all kinds of like different things you could do with women in fighting games. I mean, one of them is literally a raptor. So like, you can do whatever you want.
I can't relate.
But like this, it's like, yeah, it doesn't have to. It shouldn't have to be like a realistic body standard or whatever. But one. She is because she's based on a real person. It's just that maybe that woman's body type is not like as common as people want her to be or believe or whatever. But like, who cares? It's one character for the game that's made to attract horny people. And like every single day that they give you more like promotional material for the game. Like I saw recently that, they're going to like let you accessorize her, like change her hairstyles and all that shit, dress up your Lightning, like in Lightning Returns, that kind of shit. What this is.
Can I ask a question?
What's up?
Because they did say that they pulled some inspiration from Nier Automata. So I have to ask the question. So a lot of people are saying, I can't wait to play this game because it's going to put all those wokies in their place. And it's like, y'all played Nier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the woke. Neat.
Listen. They weren't paying attention to the story. They just pressed all the buttons that let
the hips sway?
2B explode.
Okay.
No, the 2B explode so that she's in her underwear, and then they just kind of like walked around. Maybe they fought some robots, and then they turned off the game, and they did it again. Like they just keep doing that. They probably never even got to the end of the story of that game. Like look. It's ironic that some people would do that, but that's the beauty of irony. That's the beauty of this world. You have people who will complain online and be like, oh, the wokies keep ruining my game. They have all these women and gay men making video games and it's ruining it. And it's like, bro, Call of Duty still comes out every year. Like, you're fine. You'll be all right. There's still other games that are going to appeal to whatever the fuck it is that you want. It's okay if some games don't. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. People are like upset that Suicide Squad actually kills the Justice League in that game, and I'm like, bro.
So funny thing about that game. The gameplay of that game and the gameplay loop within is fun. Mm-hmm. I just can never support a game that's $70 and requires a battle pass for me to keep up with the content. A live savers game that's not free to play is insane to me. That's asinine shit you got going on there. But let's just
let me add to that. Let me add to that real quick. I don't know if you're gonna get to this. Like no spoilers or whatever. But I've been told what the ending is, and they wrote the game to go with that model. Like literally. That game's story is made for DLC to come, for more battle passes to come, kind of like bullshit. So like, the moment they were like, this is a looter shooter type of thing, I was like, I already know what this is, and I don't need to buy it, regardless of it having like some pretty decent gameplay or whatever. I don't need to buy it. I already understand. Anthem came out once, where is it now? Like it'll be fine. The people who want to play it will play it, and then like they'll play it for the story and they'll stop, or they'll play it for the I don't know, the shit that's in it, and then they'll continue giving the company money for the one or two more season, battle passes that it'll have before it eventually just gets put offline like all the other games like that. That's fine. Like they'll learn the same lessons as their predecessors that they're trying to copy. They won't make a quick buck off of this,
But can I ask you a question?
What?
Do you know about the Floyd Lawton situation?
Floyd Lawton? Who?
Deadshot.
The joke about him being white?
Oh, that's not a joke.
What do you mean? That he was supposed to be white originally and they changed him?
Did you play the Arkham games?
Yeah.
Because you saw
and he
is a white man. But the explanation in the story is that Deadshot is a multiversal traveler.
Yeah.
In the Arkham game, apparently he traveled through the multiverse. Yeah. I don't understand how. It was they just threw apparently the black guy that we see is the Arkhamverse Deadshot, but he retired. And then the white man walked through a portal and said, "No Deadshots are inactive here," and just started Deadshotting.
Listen, once Spider-Man No Way Home,
I know, because as soon as No Way Home came out, Ed Boon and his eyebrows got active and said, "MK11, let's get the time, but let's get the portals in time. Let's do it."
Not even that, man. Once that happened, once that came out, the floodgates for every IP that was like, how do we put this like cool version of this character that's not canon in here? It's a multiverse story now. That's right. Everybody loves the multiverse. Let's get it going. And now we're all fatigued with that shit because people have like fucking abused the multiverse storyline, which already was like running thin, but like for Marvel, it'd be pretty cool. Like you can do cool things because we have like a whole, years and years. We have decades worth of like shit that you can reference or like bring in for fun. No Way Home is an example of that because it was supposed to be fun, but it didn't need to be canon. Unfortunately, that movie was important for the canon of the universe, and like they just ruined a whole character. Like they completely changed one of the characters just to like make this work. And they can explain it away later. Oh, he was a Skrull, or like, oh, it wasn't the real him, or like some shit like that. But
something else I didn't understand because
what?
There's a scene where everyone gets kind of like frozen and like, I can't move, but Harley can move. But Harley will get frozen if she touches them. I won't spoil it, but I got to do it. I can't resist.
Like,
Deadshot, your ass is just too perfect. I have to squeeze it. So she cops a feel, and then people on social media were like, a sexual harassment joke, and I was like, she used to fuck the Joker. What part? Sexual harassment is like level 1 for the Harley Quinn relationship dynamic. Did y'all not say? Well, I forget the name of the animated movie. But there was the scene where she got Dick Grayson, fucking Nightwing, all tied up to the bed, and she was like,
Batman and Harley.
She's like, I'm about to back this thing up like she Rikishi on you. Like, come on, like, what? Hello? First time? Like, first trip to Gotham City? Like, what the fuck, bro?
Listen. They
killed kids in the Arkham game. Look, I understand, same development team, but y'all just said it was in the Arkhamverse because y'all knew that would sell y'all an extra couple 100K in copies.
It's not the same development team. Like the devs of the original Arkham games are not there.
It's not the one devs.
Yeah, this is also. So I've heard this theory, and it actually makes sense to me. This is them like killing the Arkhamverse because of that. Like they don't have the same people to make the games, and like they probably decided that they were going to move to a different avenue with any sort of DC related games if they make any moving forward. So they just decided to literally kill off the universe. And this game is a joke. Like from its inception, it was like, oh, this is like not as serious as you think. The Suicide Squad is going to have to fight the Justice League and kill them. jokes are going to be had. The game is not going to be super serious. Like, it's not Batman Arkham. It's not Batman Arkham fight everyone whatever thing.
Like, here's the thing: if it was just called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and it had no ties to the Arkham City, I don't think anybody would get mad. The only reason why I say this is because some of y'all, I've seen some people complaining about this game last year, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that. Anytime they put that Harley Quinn in front of you and you heard bang go, oh yeah, it's Party City, baby. Y'all were lapping that up. Y'all love y'all some, oh yeah, I'm ready to go with my coffee maker. Yo, best Bane you ever seen. Y'all wasn't complaining about the lore then.
I mean, that's because that show is good, like it's well written. Like the jokes and stuff in that one are like good references and shit, and it's not a video game. It's also like it's because it's not tied to universes.
And if it wasn't tied to the universe, I don't think anybody would care about whatever the fuck creative choices they wanted.
People did care. People did complain about that too, but it's just that there are more people who are like, hey, shut the fuck up. This is good. Hey, leave it alone. And
okay. I am not trying to gaslight anyone to say, oh, yes, this is peak writing. It's rare form from That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
okay, I want to make sure that is very fucking clear.
I'm saying it had its criticism, but like it was good enough for people to be like, no, leave it alone. Shut up, nerd. And then there was an actual episode of the show that also made fun of that.
The frame rate issues and the fact that it's always online and it's a $7 live service game, those things eclipse anything the fuck else.
Listen, however, if you bought Suicide Squad, if you bought the Suicide Squad game after hearing that it was a looter shooter, after seeing the gameplay, after they warned you several times of what this was going to be,
that's on you.
But
I will say,
IGN tried to warn you by being like, "This game is trash. We hate it."
But I will say, Captain Boomerang. He gets forget that. He gets my moment. He gets my moment of the month in game. Okay. That scene where he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's Superman. Oh fuck, it's Superman." Great job, buddy. Great job. That's here's the thing. I'm sure the game is going to get optimized in a couple of months. I'm sure it's going to find its ebb and flow. And I'm sure by that point, if the game catches a sale, because every live service game that charges you drops in price at some point. But when it's like $39.99 and you're into looter shooters and you can hop into the battle passes after the game has already been relatively handled, because it's going to be wait and see, because let's be honest. Anything in video games attached to the Warner Brothers IP, you should probably wait. Look at Mortal Kombat 1. First time.
But, listen. That got announced as a looter shooter once people have realized that genre of game is not really hidden the way it used to. The quality for those games have gone down in general. Two, the reason why the ones that are successful are still successful is because they're free to play. What are you talking about right now? Even Overwatch was like, we can't charge people money for this. For when it came to Overwatch,
how crazy it is that you make Blizzard look like they knew what the fuck they were doing by comparison? They were like, hey, what's that? Your sequel. Put a 2 on it. Okay, so what's the gameplay loop? Campaign? Oh, we ain't got a campaign. Coming soon trademark. Is that a soon trademark or a Blizzard soon trademark? Yeah, we can't charge them for that. That's not going to go well.
It's like, what if we
got the game for free and we don't like it?
Yeah.
So, who's to say?
It got me. The only reason I played Overwatch 2 was because it was free. First off, one of the worst things about Overwatch 2 was that I played on PC. I had the game on PC. First off, my fucking console DLC that was supposed to transfer over only existed to me on console. It only existed to me on my fucking old Xbox, which could run the game, and also was the only way I could play with my Xbox friends. Because for some reason with PC, they were like, nah, no ranked crossplay. At best, it's quick play, and nobody wants to play quick play for their fucking game. So it was like, yeah. You can play on Xbox, and then you'll have access to your DLC. And it's like, but it's tied to my account. My actual like BattleNet account, not like my console.
Yeah, it's not tied to Xbox, so why wouldn't it transfer? And the funny thing is though, I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that console watch and PC watch actually have different patches?
Yes.
Okay, because when I tell people this, a lot of people they're like, "Wait, what?" And it's like, yeah, there are certain heroes that are adjusted differently depending on the controller apparatus.
Yep. And Overwatch 1 had the same thing.
Yeah. Like this isn't a new thing. But the fact that people didn't know that, so they were like, they didn't want to have crossplay. Because at that point, whose rules are you going to go by? Obviously, it should default to PC, because I mean, if you're on console and you're trying to play with the PC, you're opting into the PC metagame, so then aim assist is turned off. Because I don't know if you know this, if you play on controller on PC, you still have no aim assist.
Yeah.
Aim assist does not work on the PC version of Overwatch 2 or Overwatch 1 at all. So I just want to put that out there. And a lot of people who didn't know that, that's mainly the reason why they don't allow you guys to coexist on comp. But speaking of Overwatch 2, woo! It's crazy that them not having aim assist on PC is probably the best decision that they've made since the game has been out. And that was an Overwatch 1 thing. So I guess Overwatch 2 is still over 100 on decisions they made, because they're dropping a new patch in which they're dropping a new ranked system. And in that ranked system, you can now, drum roll please, you can now see what rank you are at any time. Whoa! What a concept! Wow! I'm working up night sweats over that. Insane.
All right, man. We got to do this now. So everyone has actually been gathered here for your intervention. We're here to tell you that your addiction to Overwatch 2, it's got to stop, bro. You got to uninstall the game. Like you got to do it for your sanity, because it's doing numbers to your brain here, sir. It's brain rotting you more than being someone who knows everything about Vouch. All right, like. Come on, man.
Don't say his name. Don't think it. Don't say it.
Leave me
alone. But okay, so the other thing is they opened up this thing called wide queue. Now you may be saying, what is wide queue, ladies and gentlemen?
That sounds wild.
Have you ever had a friend who was like, I'm diamond, I'm pretty good at the game. But then you had that other friend who was like, well, I'm top 500 and I'm exceptionally good at the game. But then everyone else on your friends list is bronze, but you guys wanted to play ranked, and you couldn't. Well, ladies and gentlemen, starting next week, you can all play together. And it's going to try to matchmake you accordingly, but that makes you significantly more susceptible to somebody just buying a bronze account with a couple of friends, playing with their top 500 friends, and then the queue is going to find somebody who's got a bronze on their team, and then they're just going to roll you. However, given how the queue system works right now, that's pretty much something that can happen to you at any rank. So this isn't something that's necessarily new. I don't think that's a real complaint that people can have. However, what I will say is they warned you. If you are genuinely doing wide queue, it's going to try to find you a game, but after a couple of minutes, it's just going to put you with the first available similar size stack. So if you have a top 500 on your team, just know you may go into a top 500 lobby of a 5-stack of top 500s, and your bronze friend is going to be like, I'm in danger. I just want y'all to know, don't act like this is surprising. They warned you. They put the feature in, and they said, you're probably not even going to have a good time, But y'all are gonna find y'all fucked around and asked for it for years. Y'all are gonna find out now. Because they said they are not prioritizing finding an even match when you wide queue. They said this. Don't know how many people listened. But you are gonna get pounded. You're gonna get pounded out.
All right, man. All right, relax. Anyways, that's something for the players to worry about. And like, I mean, if you're playing Overwatch 2 at this point and you're not top 500, you're not diamond, whatever the fuck, you gotta then ask yourself, why are you still playing the game? Why are you still playing the game? Are you enjoying it? Like, if you are, then continue playing it. But if not, then there are other avenues that you can take. You know, there are other games out there. That's the thing that matters most. There are other games, and the things that are happening to Overwatch 2 now. I mean, sure, you can sure you can play that. Listen, Power World. Everyone's saying like Power World is a great game. It's jank. And I'm glad that people are understanding it's jank and it's fun regardless of the jank that's in it. Like, Power World is a funny game, but people are enjoying it for what it is.
Hey, by the way, Power World is part of my triathlon tomorrow. That's right. We'll be streaming 3 crowd control games tomorrow. Just to FYI. But continue, sir.
Anyways, yeah.
Look,
so
of course I'm a shill and ad read for myself. Yes.
Wow. Well, we see where his priorities lie now, huh? Okay. Well, anywho, as we were talking about Overwatch 2, that's your game. I've uninstalled that game a while ago now. As soon as it got to a point where it was like, I can't even play with my friends most of the time, it was like, what's the point? The whole, like, the fun aspect of Overwatch 2 in the beginning was being able to play with friends. And if you can't do that, then
look,
what are you doing?
You're trying to be first came out. I agree with you. It was friends, but that game had an impeccable social element. Now, since everybody, because I feel like there's something that happened to a lot of games. There used to be this huge social element because everybody was in, voice chats, team chats, etc. But now everybody and their grandmama got a Discord. Ain't no one just in the regular team chats no more. I can go a whole play session, not hear little Bo Peep.
True.
I'll be like, hey guys, all right, let's go ahead and I'll try to coordinate a plan. It's like, all right, we need to take high ground right now. Let's move in. And then I press the tab button, press P, go into the social menu, and no one's in the team chat but me. Say, oh, I'm just talking to myself. All right, well, then it's just silence, and then 5 people run around with like chickens with their head cut off, uncoordinated, and then we lose. It's like, great game. Love to see it.
Did you have fun doing that?
It depends. If I'm playing support, I had a great time. Oh, what's that? I'm about to die. Immortality field. Oh, I'm about to die. Suzu. Teleport. When I'm playing DPS, nah, dog. I don't got no get out of jail free cards, bro.
Listen. The worst thing you could do with Overwatch is play ranked as a bad player by yourself. Solo queue as someone who's bad, who's trying to get better at the game. Nah, I can't do that. What are you doing over there? You picking that champ? Pick someone else. That hasn't left. All right, that sure hasn't left. Overwatch 2, it just brought back all the League players. You know what I mean? So funny thing is, I've never played League, so I don't know anything about League culture. Damn, that's crazy.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, I played Dota for 37 minutes, and I said, "Nah, I hate this shit."
Okay. So no, you've gotten a taste.
Oh no.
You understand?
I just played the tutorial, and then me and Cardis queued up for like one game, and I was like, "That tutorial ain't teaching me a goddamn fucking thing about how this game actually works." He says, "No, that's just the thing. You starting from the ground, baby." And I said,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm gonna lay down right here on the ground and just see myself the fuck up out of here, all right?"
Listen, I played League when it first came out, so I'm old. I'm an old League player. I played a lot of League when it first came out. Played it for like the first 2 to 3, maybe 4 years, and then I hit that wall. I was like, you know what? This is kind of boring. I'm not feeling this anymore. And then every once in a while, I'll see people talk about some of the new champs that are in the game and shit like that. Some of the changes. And I'll download the game and be like, you know what? I'm gonna try it out and see how it is. And then maybe like 20 minutes in, I'm like, this is why I stopped playing this game. I'll go do something else now.
So
Simple as that.
So let me ask you this: would you rather play League? Would you rather be strapped into a room and have to play 6 hours of League, or strapped into a room and have to play 6 hours of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel?
I would play Master Duel 100% for 6 hours, because at least Master Duel is a game that I can like bust out and play at like very, very like casually. Like I can multitask with that game. You know what I mean? I don't have to be like locked in every single time to play fucking Master Duel. With League, Overwatch, all that stuff, you have to pay attention to every single thing, because you missed like 2 seconds, all of a sudden you got ganked. You're dead. They jumped you. That's right. It's like, huh? Literally, one of the funniest things about like competitive or League, or like like ranked League or more serious League, was starting off. You're playing in your lanes. You've got two people in right lane, two people bot, two people top. One in the mid, and then you've got like a jungler. So like maybe someone soloing like top or bot. Whatever, right? And if you have a good jungler, you're chilling, you're maintaining your lane and everything, and then the other teammates or the other team is showing up, and so you're facing your enemies, you're trying to hold it down and whatnot, and then they type in that message or they say something in their little Discord. All right, it's time, and then jungler comes out, and they just like jump the dude, and it's over. They're like, yeah, now we're gonna push, and then the other team reses, and it's like, all right, let's get back to it. Jungle, go back to what you were doing. Let's maintain the lane.
Like Power World tasks.
Kind of like that, I guess. Yeah. It's always just so funny to see, like, you could be just chilling there or whatever. You're, chilling with your teammate. And then all of a sudden you just see some like Udyr come out of the fucking bushes. And then like another character does their ult at you or some shit. Someone like hops on you. You're stunned, uber stunned. And then all of a sudden like 200 health is gone, or whatever the fuck. Like half your health is gone. And two other people are like joining up to beat you up. And all your minions are dead. And now you're gone. You're respawning.
I do see someone in chat saying that they're masters in League. So I don't know if you've played this other game on the patented Nintendo Switch platform called Pokemon Unite, but I gotta ask you, if you have, you think that game ever gonna really hit its stride, or you think that shit did?
Its stride kind of left. I mean, now it's fine. People are still playing it or whatever, but like, it had its moment where it could have hit a stride and then like progressed from there. And I don't know. I forget what happened, but something happened that made it so that people had a bad taste in their mouth. And
okay, I'm gonna tell you what that is. I'm gonna tell you exactly what that is.
I don't remember it.
Well, don't worry. I'm gonna jog your memory, because for me and a couple of people who I play the game with, there were two main moments where we said, "Yeah, dog, this ain't gonna work." So at first, if you wanted to level up, like get some stat advantages, a lot of people at the beginning of the game were trying to upsell you on, if you upgrade your battle items, you can be broken and you can never lose. And obviously people were like, yeah, that's a lot of people believe that, because at the beginning of the game, if you spent like $50, you can immediately get them to level 20 or level 30. So at the beginning of the game, when a lot of people haven't like accrued enough battle experience to just level them up, yeah, you might have been stomping people just because you had an extra 800 HP and people were a little bit upset, And once again, these are 10-minute games, so it's not like you get to snowball for like a 35-minute game where nothing can even breathe on you and you just flick people in the forehead and kill them. It's not like League or Dota or anything like that. So it wasn't really that bad. The problem was they would release characters specifically with the design philosophy of, if it's broken, it will sell. And I don't mean broken as in they're just really good. I don't mean broken as in like they're really solid. They're releasing characters like Mewtwo, whose ult is a drone strike and it hits everybody on the map. Like that man Thanos snaps it. You be on bottom lane. That man is in a top lane fight. Ults, you get drone striked. And if the drone strike hits you, you get stunned.
That is,
and if you get stunned, you take extra damage from anyone who hits you.
Listen, sir.
And he's got the best HP in the game, the best recovery in the game, and he does significantly more damage in the game. And then they weren't done. This man gets 2 builds because he can go Mega Mewtwo X or Mega Mewtwo Y. And when he goes Mega, I don't care if you are Arceus, you can't fight him. Soon as you see that tail pop up, just go ahead and jog right back to base, big dog, because you're not about to fight him. And you may be saying, oh, okay, well, that doesn't sound too bad. Urshifu, or pretty much every legendary Pokemon that comes out, they've made it and said, no, we're going to make them broken on purpose because not only do we want them to sell, we want the legendary characters to feel more dominant. And once you do that, because they hadn't nerfed Mewtwo in like 7 months. He was just running rampant. They hadn't nerfed.
Wait, 7 months? 7 months with all that bullshit?
No, the legendary characters or the legendary Pokemon, well, normally when they come out and they're busted, oh, they don't nerf them. Remember when Lucario wasn't even legendary, but Lucario came, they let that man run as a Reign of Terror for 1.5 years. Nah, they don't. If something is S tier, unless it's you pick this or you're throwing, unless it gets to that level, actually no, it's gotten to level 3 times. Yeah, it still doesn't matter. And the reason why they don't do it is because of their game design crutch of the Zapdos fight at 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if that Pokemon's broken if you just kill Zapdos. Or I guess it's Rayquaza now. If you just kill Rayquaza, you can flip any game.
You know what? Yeah, that's nice.
So
it makes sense. It's like it's regular. Like, okay, there was a point in time where with League, it was kind of similar, where like every time a new character came out, it was like, hey, yeah, if you want to spend the real money to get those like riot points to get this character like early and whatnot. During that period of time, maybe like the first like couple of weeks, that character was busted. If the character wasn't busted, they are the worst character in the game. So that character, whatever character comes out, and they're uber busted. They, like, hey, yeah, my passive is that if I look at you, you get stunned. Whatever, right?
Hold on. I just pulled up the Unite DB tier list where where most of the competitive people pull their information. So it's been another 6 months since I played. And the top tier is Mewtwo X and Mewtwo Y and Zacian. They are in something they have called the EX tier. Then there's a gap. Then there's A tier. So no, they have not. They have not, in fact, stopped them from doing this.
Well, I mean, it sold them the character, I guess. That's the thing.
I'm sure it did.
Listen, the only thing that I'm worried about when it comes to Riot now is fucking Project L. And I wonder if they're going to keep that name. Honestly, or if they're going to like change it at some point. But I don't
want them to call it Project L at release because I don't want to hear any hold that L nonsense. I don't want to hear it.
That's going to be the corniest thing that happens when that game comes out. People being like, "Yeah, hold that L. Oh, I play the L game." Some dumbass joke like that. Like
L game, L fans.
Like we're beyond this, let's be funny here, please.
No, here's the thing. You say that we're funnier in this, and you overestimate the average Twitter user.
No, come on. Don't talk about Twitter or X.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, that is a great character litmus test. Anybody who I've seen call it X has been a piece of shit anecdotally. If I see you say I'm out here on X, I'm disregarding whatever it is you saying. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care what side of the political spectrum you on. If you call it X, bro, I'm chucking up the deuces. Nothing you has ever said will ever matter to me. It's been a chef's kiss of a litmus test on people's character. That's all I'll say about that.
There are times when I'm on that platform and I'm just trying to mind my fucking business, and like there are two things that happen. One, I end up like seeing a tweet of something that I'm like, I know I shouldn't go to the thread and see what else is being said here, but I'm so curious. And I get there and I see some of the dumbest words I've ever seen put together in sentences in my life. And I'm just like I should not take any of this seriously because I know these people, these aren't real human beings. These aren't real people here. These are bots, obviously. Like, they can't be real people saying these things. Some of them really are bots, you know, but like, yeah. And I just get
pussy
so
in bio.
Hey, yo. And then like some of them are just also there to promote like an OnlyFans, you know, or some shit, and then posting like Bussy on the timeline and shit, you know, whatever, right?
I mean, you've seen it. It'd be like, oh man, I remember this Hey Arnold clip was legendary, bro. I remember this. Man, the good old days. Scroll down. Pussy in bio. Bro.
But like yeah, but the other thing that happens is that I'll just see tweets that are like obviously there to bait me into like being pissed about something, and I'm just like, I'm like, oh, someone must have liked this, or like someone retweeted this or whatever, and so I do the thing where I click on it to see who's connected to this, and nothing is there. So I'm like, so now you just see tweets that just shouldn't be anywhere in your like orbit that are just there, and they're always like very, very stupid. They're either borderline racist or they're like really dumb takes, or it's someone complaining about Star Wars, like, and it's just like why is this here? I don't like, I know that you want me to like respond to this, but I don't want to respond to this because they're talking about something that people have already, like, the conversation has been solved, you know? If you see someone complaining about Star Wars on your timeline, that conversation has already been solved, right? We don't need to keep talking about it. Like, it's over. Like, we get it. You either hate it or you love it. Like, that's it.
The fight for those people is completely, it's eternal. It'll never end. There will always be someone who says Star Wars sucks, and then there'll always be someone to say, not my Star Wars. I'm a purist. It's always going to happen.
Look, once it got to that point where there are these like, you know, e-girl content creators who like base their like thing on making hot takes about Star Wars. The woke mob once again trying to wokeify our Star Wars by putting a woman as the director, you know, like that kind of shit. It's like, pack it up. You don't need to pay attention to any of those people ever again. They're not saying real things. They're just saying words that they think is going to get them clicks. They're a CEO machine. That's it. A CEO regurgitator or SEO regurgitator.
But you gotta understand something about search engine optimization. There are people that's just their brand, bro. That's just what they do. It's just honestly, in some cases, it's just who they are.
Yeah.
There are some people who had YouTube channels doing whatever the fuck it was they did, and then whatever the fuck it is they did, they realized, maybe if I just go the Keemstar route and just talk about drama. Like, there are people who did gaming channels who just, you know, do what I did and just played the fucking video games and enjoyed the video game medium, whether it was an action RPG, a JRPG, a Western RPG, or a fucking sports game. It just anything in between. They just play it. And then some of them people have now cultivated their audiences and changed over to, well, it would seem as though the completionist is back at it again with the scams.
It's just the fucking prank YouTuber to red pill YouTuber pipeline. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean that sucks for them. That sucks for them now because like if you're a red pill YouTuber, you're a joke. like that's it. Maybe you have your little like community of people who are like, oh, this man's spitting. He's telling me everything about how to be a real man. What he just said there was a little bit gay, but you know what? I'll describe. I don't care. Like he's so buff and he's going to the gym. He's telling me everything. But like. Yeah, we all know that those guys are a joke. And like the prank YouTuber, if you're like, yeah, I played a sick prank on my girlfriend, you know, that kind of shit. Everyone knows that's, you know, that's lame as well. So what's the next grift that they're going to go to? Who knows? Because they can't do like political grifts because 9 times out of 10, they're not smart enough. And like when they say any sort of
they're talking about.
Right. So they're going to like. They're going to say something dumb, and then maybe they'll end up in like a debate with like Destiny or something. And then they're, oh my God, Destiny destroys Ben Shapiro fan, you know, like some bullshit. And that's going to be it.
Because it's the same people, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, I know for a fact you do not play this game. But they'll get there because they know that their audience has never played this fucking game. And they'll just say shit. Like every time a new Mortal Kombat game has come out, or any NRS game since X has come out, soon as they see the facial models, or soon as they've seen, what? Katana isn't just whipping out her nipples with tassels. The woke mob has defeated us again. I'll never play Mortal Kombat ever again. And it's like, brother, you wasn't playing the last one. Now I think about it. You didn't even play MK9 when they had watermelons for chess.
You know what? Speaking of Mortal Kombat,
you weren't even eating the content you claim you like. What the fuck is you talking about?
I mean, those people 9 times out of 10, they don't care about the game. They care about the optics, and it's one of those stupid things where they're like, "Real women don't look like this," and it's like, what do you mean, sir? Real women are not the ones you see on your Instagram feed.
Have you ever considered that the people you're playing as in the video game aren't real? Oh my! So you're mean to tell me that I was supposed to be like, oh my god, my immersion is completely ruined. How dare they get, what is this, a Shokan? Well, you know, Ed Boon, you can choke on these nuts. A 4-armed individual with 3 fingers. How is it that someone has 4 arms and only 2 more fingers than me? Yeah, all right, Ed Boon, I'm out of here. Yeah.
I mean,
I can't do it anymore. Too unrealistic.
The funny thing about it is, like, they really, like, self-report on how many of those characters they want to fuck. The Shiva discourse with MK11 was the funniest shit because people were mad that they couldn't fuck this Shokan woman, and I'm like, were you trying to do that before?
Do you remember in MK9 where she hit the sexy, like she went and she hit the and like rub her body down, and it wasn't a that's hot rub my body down. That was a brother, I think we're going to the uncomfortable section of the snoo section. I don't think we're gonna make it out here, fam. And
yeah, it was like, why is this like? It's like, why are they trying to make this this woman like sexualized when she's supposed to be just like a warrior? She's supposed to be like a brolic like warrior or whatever. And then when they finally fixed that mistake and made her like, they focused on her being like a warrior and like, you know, intimidating and all these things instead of her being like sexy. People were like, you did. I can't see her boobs. And it's like, sir, we need to escort you off the premises right now. And actually sign this list. Yeah, all right. We know where you are. Like,
because was it in MK9? And I want to say this happened in MK. It was either Armageddon or Deception. In Armageddon or Deception, there is like, it's like, it was on G4. And I don't remember if it was for like the G4 Game Awards or whatever the fuck, but there was a whole thing where Jade was like walking like real sassy and she was busting out. She could have made WAP that night. She was doing all crazy stripper moves and was like being real seductive, like introducing some award. I don't know which game it was for or what the occasion was. But
no idea.
But MK was definitely just like, yes, sexual degeneracy. MK9 comes along, more sexual degeneracy. So I'm not saying I don't understand why if somebody was sexual degenerate, man, they may feel jaded with the recent NRS releases. I'm not saying I don't understand it. What I'm saying is there are plenty of you who I know for a fact weren't even playing the games when you had the content you claimed you like. And now y'all are saying, and I won't buy it today. Bitch, you didn't buy it then.
The beauty of all of this is that you like, if they like the old games so much, they can go back and play them. Like, you have every like way to purchase them or, you know, obtain them and then just continue playing that. Like, that's fine. Like, you don't have to be so loud about how you don't like it. It's the meme of everybody else is playing and there's like, hey, that game, and then someone just goes, yeah, it's just that. And that's how it should be every fucking time we get to this point. But, you know, there's always like the weirdos who fall for the like clickbait. The woke mob did it again. And it's like, I will always hate how they like how our society has ruined words. You know? Like,
okay, I found it. It was something called Jade introducing the video game Vixens.
Oh, and no.
And this is definitely it is Armageddon.
That was back when we played on the stereotype that all nerds are just horny, lonely dudes sitting in their mom's basement, doing whatever. Like, booth babes and all that stuff. Like, that shit can exist or whatever, but like, don't act like that's the reality. Some of these people now believe that that's real life when you go outside, because they don't go outside. But no, you're not going to walk outside and then
there are some people who, whatever they see on their Twitter timeline, they think that's a 1-to-1 reflection of what happens when you open the fucking door. It's not.
Right. You're not going to walk outside and some OnlyFans girl comes up to you and is like, hey, would you like to subscribe to my content right now? Oh, would you also like to touch my boobie? Like, no, none of that is happening.
You're not going to go to the grocery store and just some woman's going to come up to you. Be like, hey, I'm Jeanette. And you're going to be like, oh, hey, I'm so-and-so. You shaking her hand. Then she pulls you in for a hug and just whispers in your ear, pussy and body. It's not happening, bro. Ma'am, I'm just trying to buy some chicken and eggs, ma'am. She's gonna pull out the Polaroid, shake it 2 times, and be like, take this coochie picture for your fucking problems. It's like, what? That's not happening, bro. Relax. Y'all be thinking that, like, if you go to an arcade or I guess like a Dave and Buster's, you're gonna hear people getting into like arguments about, well, I can't believe that this video game would show even an ounce of titty. I just absolutely, I am a prude, and it shouldn't happen. The objectification of women is absolutely at an epidemic state. Like, no one's doing that, bro.
Yeah, most of us just want to be left alone and do our things. And then maybe you'll be like, oh, hello, sir. How's it going? Oh, nice. Anyways, I'm going home.
You think everybody's going outside and be like, no, not the Killmonger haircut again. No one's doing that, bro. Online is online. Don't let the grift make you take your life adrift. Okay, it's not real. The algorithm can't hurt you outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I would say, but the Apple Vision Pro is getting it just a little closer.
Oh my god! Like that shit is like, people are taking things like that too seriously now. Like, everyone wants it to be, the Jetsons, or like, whatever sci-fi movie has featured anything in the 2020X. 2020X like timeline, whatever shit, it's not going to be like that. We're not going to go outside and then see a screen and it becomes like solo leveling, where it's like, if I do 10 push-ups, 6 sit-ups, I'll get, +2 strength. And like, no, it's not happening like that.
There are people out there who may need to hear this.
Okay.
Sometimes the only thing that is consistent about timeline and your outside life is that you are going to be maidenless. For some of you, that is the only constant. And I need you to understand, that's fixable. But that starts here. And then it goes here to the brain. And I don't think some of y'all are willing to put that sweat equity in. Because, like I said this in a tweet earlier, for some of you, you care about being perceived as smart. But y'all have an absolute abhorrent relationship with the process of becoming intelligent.
Look, man, lots of stupid people have made a lot of money now. I mean, you don't want to be a smart guy. You don't want to be the stupid guy. I mean, there's Aiden Ross. Like, there you go. He's a millionaire, bro. Like, you see how much money he tried to spend on Playboy Cardi? Like, come on, man.
Okay,
if he's got,
and that man came in there.
What's the point of being smart, bro? If I could just be like Aiden.
And that man was had Darth Bruce Wayne show up. I was like, what's happening right now? Why is he dressed like that? Wait, is it Aiden Ross? I get all those streamers confused. Who's the one that got finessed by 21 Savage for like $2 million?
Same guy, Aiden Ross.
This man is doing everything possible to make sure that he is the face of Black History Month, because he just keeps giving.
Isn't that crazy that he's doing all this during our month? Like, come on, man! Like, once again, trying to colonize Black History Month. But shout outs to 21 Savage and Playboy Cardi for getting money for these appearances.
Okay. Speaking with, I'm glad you used that word because it made me think of this. How many of y'all, to our Caucasian audience out there, how many of y'all go outside on your run, jog, go to work, go to the grocery store, see the cashier, or anybody who you may socially interact with, and they don't refer to you as sir, ma'am, yes, customer, or yes, my pleasure, or anything of those natures. They immediately look at you and just go, colonizer. Just tell me how often that happens. Because if the answer is, well, actually, no, think about it, it doesn't. Once again, Twitter's not a real place. This stuff online is online.
Yeah,
because people say anything for clicks, bro. I'm telling you that now.
The End Wokeness account is not an accurate account. It's not an accurate depiction of what happens when you go outside. Like, none of that shit is going on. Nobody's trying to call you a colonizer for being white or whatever the fuck, or calling you racist for existing as a white person or whatever. Like nah, none of that shit.
Because I feel like some people are getting offended by like shit in movies that was never meant to be offended. It was just like, okay, it's a silly in joke, or it's something relatively low level vitriol. But like, there are people who I know get ass mad because oh god, I'm so mad. Okoye,
yeah,
calls that one dude colonizer, and like people on social media get like real ass mad, chapped about it. And it's like, come on, bro.
Listen,
this is what you lose sleep over?
Listen, when Black Panther 1 came out, that was the greatest 2 weeks of our fucking life, man. It's the greatest 2 weeks of society could have ever had for us. Why? Because we got to show out. We had fun, man. Put on the outfits. We had the little showboating, the photo shoots, all that shit, right? And then the movie had this great moment where this white man who was literally there to colonize, it was called a colonizer. It was like, yeah. And then the next movie went more into his colonizing behavior, and apparently they cut out some things where he was supposed to do more whatever, right? It was just a nice moment. It was fun to be like, yeah, unhand me, colonizer. I am not a peasant like thee. I am from Wakanda forever. That kind of shit. We had fun. And then you had some fucking idiots who didn't understand that we were just fucking around, and they were like, that it's against us. They hate us. They hate the whites. And it's like, hey, look up that guy's internet history. He's a Nazi, right? Cool. Maybe you should pay attention to that instead of listening to them. And it's like, instead, they're like, oh no, you've convinced me, but I'm a white man. No, are they gonna beat me up?
Are they gonna beat me up? That's insane.
Oh, also, the things that they accuse Black people of possibly doing to them or whatever are things that things that people are doing to immigrants right now in New York. There was a Fox News clip where they were, I don't know what this group was. They were some sort of end immigration bullshit or fight at the border type bullshit group, right? And they were interviewing the guy.
Dudes in the red berets.
Yes, and they're interviewing him about their little effort to stop the immigrants from stealing our jobs or whatever the fuck, right? And then they're like, yeah, we're actually taking care of one right there, right over there. Hey, move the camera, look at him right there. And there's just a bunch of people jumping this I don't know, this poor couple. They very clearly were not just some some random immigrants or whatever. They were just people who were just walking on the fucking sidewalk, and they were like, yeah, oh yeah, you're not from America, let's get them. And then they fucking they jumped him and they moved the camera away. All these people were accosting this couple and they're physically attacking them. And they were just like, yeah, anyways, more at 6. It's like, huh?
Yeah, he tried to move that discussion quick, didn't
he? Yeah, exactly. It was like, is no one going to call the cops? Oh, the cops are going to do nothing? What is happening right now? It was so weird that got filmed. and probably no one is going to jail.
Now look. I don't mean to double back too far, but about the colonizer thing. If you can't handle someone calling you colonizer, then I hope that you're never in a position where you're watching a movie and you're like, oh man, Adam Driver's got a gun. I wonder what he's about to say.
Keep driving, you
oh no! That movie got added to Netflix recently. So.
I know. It's like, if I can handle that, if I can gobble that down, I think you can handle colonizer, champ.
Yeah. It's like, what is it? You would never last in a Call of Duty lobby. It's like,
yo, that's insane. They be saying stuff like, you would never last in a Call of Duty lobby. You don't know what it was like. And then somebody could just talk about like them having a bald spot, and all of a sudden it's nuclear meltdown. No! My receding hairline! No!
The woke mob has done it again! Look what they did to me! The woke mind virus strikes. Oh,
maybe the first people talking about some call to action. I can't believe they do this to me! I can't believe they'd say that!
Remember when Elon Musk was like, it was funny to laugh at his bad jokes? Now it's like, sir, what are you saying over here? Like, why are you? The woke mind virus does it again, huh? Look at this chart of like the numbers for the Marvels. Was it go woke, go broke? Oh, it's like, shut up, please. It's like, sir, you don't believe that, do you? And then he goes out in public and does an interview and says these same things. And it's like, oh no.
Oh, he was dead ass. But speaking of dead ass, as you guys know, Evo is just as expensive as it always was. They announced the games. We know what's going to be there. Obviously, some people were expecting Killer Instinct, but haha, it's the anniversary of Evo Moment 37. So no other game had a chance to take that spot for, the classic roundup and the community showcase. So obviously the decision was made. So there is one game, relatively new. It's been out for what, 2 weeks now?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Tekken 8, buddy? I know this is your moment. I'm not gonna say a word. I haven't played Tekken 8. This is all you.
Tekken 8 is good. I mean, look, the game is selling the way it did for a reason. Like, everybody was hyped for it. It seemed like it's gonna be like a very fun game for everybody to like pick up and play. It's brand new. It's got all these mechanics that are made for like people who didn't play like older games to come in and play. All of the smart Tekken community members are like making content to allow beginners to learn like 30 years worth of knowledge that needs to be learned to understand how to be like super good at the game, while also telling them you're not going to be the Tekken World Tour winner in 2 weeks. Remember that while you play this game. You know what I mean? Like, you've got the whole influencer like culture going on for the game right now, where everyone's trying to hit what is it? It's like God of Destruction rank or whatever the fuck it is. We're all having a good time with the game because we don't know everything about it yet. The heat system is interesting. There's some bugs. Oh, Jesus Christ! There's some bugs. The game just got patched, right? And one of the things that got patched, this is the state that the game was in when it first came out. Jack has a string, 2-1, back 2-1, I believe. And the last hit of it puts you on the ground, literally facing on the ground. If you do a rage art to somebody who's like face down on the ground, back on the ground, whatever, it's not going to activate the cutscene. It might like graze them a little bit, but it's not going to do anything. For that string done by Jack, different scenario. It hits him and activates the cutscene fully. So obviously that had to get patched out immediately. Things like that got addressed. They fixed some of the bugs, but there are some things that are still in the game that they're like, we're going to get to them with the next patch. And it's like, if you have a chain throw, because in the game, like you can like punish things with a throw. Like you can get an actual like punish throw. And punish throws can be broken, but in the event that someone starts a chain throw on you and you don't break the initial grab and it's a punish, they get the full chain and none of the other parts can be broken. So with a character like King, who has, chain throws that can take like 75%, it's kind of...
You're on pack watch, big fella. There's not a Rob Van Dam thing you can do about it.
It's curtains for you. You know what I mean? These things are funny, and they should be taken as funny right now because that they've been acknowledged and they're going to be addressed. They're going to get fixed. So people complaining about it, like we get it, we know. It's good that you've reported it to Harada and Michael Murray, but they're not abandoning you. The patch coming out so soon, there's some like balance changes to the patch, but like it's not a real balance patch. It literally just fixed some like unintended things that characters were getting. The general system, their like, properties of their moves and shit like that. For the most part, they've not been touched because they want to let the game breathe, just like Capcom did. But right now, Tekken has they have the luxury of seeing what Street Fighter 6 did and understanding when they need to include a balance patch, because Street Fighter 6 was like, we're not going to patch the game for like the first year. And now people are feeling like the game's getting kind of stale because when you have like 6 Lukes in the top 8, we have Luke on Luke Grand Finals, shit like that. It's boring to see, unfortunately.
Not the Luke.
It's the Ed trailer came out and like this is the most disappointing thing because it's not gonna like revitalize the game enough. It's gonna like get people to play the game when he comes back who weren't playing the game.
That trailer looked like a 2-pack of ass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Look, man, I knew Ed was not gonna be like super exciting or whatever, especially with the way they treated him with the promotional stuff. But like, holy shit, his design is kind of it seems like they took Steve Fox from Street Fighter Cross Tekken and they took like the concept that they had for him in that game and they just applied it to Ed, which I figured they were gonna like make him like the like new boxer because canonically he's like trained by Belrog, so like he of course is gonna have like boxer moves, but it's I don't know. It's one of those things where we gotta wait and see like how it is when the game functions, when the game operates with real players. But it's seeming like he might have some good things, but he'll be like middle of the road. He's not gonna change the top tiers. It's gonna be kind of like how Aki was, where like the character's good, but not good enough to like stop Luke crouching medium punch. like Jesus Christ, that move is +4 on. Anyways, yeah.
I don't want to know what the frame data for that character is going to be.
God.
To be honest, the last time I played Street Fighter 6 was, I guess it was Evo week because it was when Rashid came out.
Mm-hmm. And Rashid was like, interesting.
Yeah, I remember what was it? The day one version of him. He did his. Well, I guess it's not his V trigger anymore.
He did Super Art 2, and like he had the thing where it would just shift you because it wouldn't go away.
Yeah, but he would just be like, "Yeah, I'm over here, buddy. Yeah, you got to deal with the tornado somehow, pal."
Part of me wanted them to like keep that in, but it was like, it was one of those things where it was like, if they keep this in, he'll be a little too annoying. He wouldn't be busted; he would be annoying to deal with. And so it's good they patched it out, but that was just a funny thing to see. That you're like, all right, I'm gonna block this whack ass, tornado. Like, it's like, but now Rashid players just, I don't know, they just mash a lot.
So what would you give Tekken 8 on a 1 to 10 scale? What are we looking at?
1 to 10, I give it a 9. I give it a 9 because the netcode. Okay, if you're on PC like me, right, you're rolling the dice with every match. Why? Because someone could be on PC and have a shitty PC and Now it doesn't matter if that matched is like a 5-bar connection. Like they're teleporting all over the fucking place. There's all kinds of like spikes in the ping, so they're going from like 40 to fucking 200 down to 40, and like in real time you're seeing the game like shit on itself, and you're just like, I still have to play this out because I'm in ranked, and that sucks. Hopefully they address that, but who knows? Console is not as bad. Some people are DDoSing people on PC, but I think it's
DDoSing again.
Yeah, Hackerman is out. Hackerman is out there. Unfortunately, fortunately, I haven't like encountered anyone who's like DDoS me for like beating them or any shit like that. But I've like literally seen it, like seen someone streaming, and then they won a match, and then immediately they're like, "What's going on? My internet stream gone," and then they had to like restart their shit, So like, we've seen it happen, but it's one of those things where it's like, I think they're just mainly targeting like influencers, streamers, whatever. So as long as I'm not pulling
Strive,
like,
didn't they?
Huh?
They used to have something like that happen in the Strive, didn't they?
Oh yeah, Hackerman was all over Strive. I don't even know if they ever even fixed that. Actually, I know they were going to address it. They talked about addressing it, but last I remember, they didn't fix it. People are just dealing with it, and that's why like people like Sajam don't play Strive on stream. At least online. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like...
I was going to say, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
If I know that the DDoSes are out, I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Because I know some people are like, well, why don't you just play on delay? And it's like, listen, you can put a 10-minute delay on there. Once they know your gamer tag, they know who they're looking for.
Right.
And if it's not you, believe me, they'll quit out. They'll get you eventually. Especially if you're playing on PC, because you can have like 12 Steam accounts on the same rig. So they'll try to walk up to you and challenge you. Because you didn't really have traditional ranked.
Yeah.
You just walked up to people and said, "Hello, I pull out my stick, pull out yours, whip it out there, big dog." And it's like, okay, this is a weird way to do ranked. And then you play if the game allows you to connect. Because sometimes y'all would be ready to joust. Your characters will pull out your weapons. And y'all be standing there. And then one of y'all gets that red exclamation point above your head. And you go, "Oh, I guess it don't work."
Yeah, it sucked. I mean, like I would have to queue up in training mode just to avoid that, because 9 times out of 10, you just try to like match up with somebody and it's just like couldn't connect to them. It would show up like 4 times, even though you're standing right there with this person who's ready and queued up with you. It was just, I don't know, it was just really dumb. That game from start to now has had some of the weirdest like netcode related issues, or like net play like issues, on top of the lobby being so like...
Did they ever fix it with season 3 when everybody got their new moves?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if they fixed the Hackerman situation. That's the thing. I mean, people still play it, but I honestly don't see a lot of people like streaming the game.
People still play DNF Duel.
Yeah, two people.
It's only like 50 of them, but like they still playing.
Yeah, Strive has enough for it to have like big events, and it's gonna be at Evo. Yeah. But yeah, Tekken 8, I would give it a 9. The story is really good. If you love anime, play through the story. This shit is fire. You don't even have to like know how the other games, like what happened in the other games. It'll like give you enough information to understand the context. But there's also like a section where you can just see little like motion movies that tell you everything that happened in the other games to like catch up. So it's good shit. Yeah, the only issue I really have is the like, the netplay experience for me on PC. But I know that they're gonna address that, and like the like actual like bugs. Like one character, Victor, his normal throws have a 14 frame throw tech window for some reason. Everyone else, 20.
Oh.
It's 20 in this game. So, like, for some unknown reason, his normal throws are like, for some reason they have a shorter window, and they said that they're going to get to that. Also, that's on the list of things to address. There's some like exceptions with throws where like some of the throw windows are like higher or lower or whatever, but like, yeah, throw tech is usually like 20 frames if you're just doing a regular throw to someone in like a normal situation. And it's 14. It's just like, this is the character that's made for mashers.
Masher, stop mashing. No, it's what we were designed to do.
He has a move where he literally shoots a bullet out of a gun. Like full screen could just shoot a bullet out of a gun, and it takes him into a stance where he takes the fucking like samurai sword and fucking, you know, like he's got armor moves out of the stance, all kinds of like dumb shit, you know? And so this character is made for new players to be like, damn, I'm anime, I'm cool, you know, whatever. So him having that throw tech bug is
what about Special Ops Man? Special Ops Man with the glitch tech.
That's Victor.
That is Victor. Oh my
god. Yeah, that's him. See, that's the guy. See, he appeals to all the new characters because on top of having all that glitch tech, he has the weird throw tech.
Okay. The reason why I did not remember his name is, this may sound fucked up.
Okay.
This character's in Apex Legends.
Oh yeah, there is a character that looks like him in Apex.
So that's why my brain, because I want to say it's Ballistic is his name, but like I was like, no, Tekken wouldn't call a character Ballistic. He would have a name.
Oh, also the customization is pretty cool. I have played older Tekken games. Tekken 6 and Tekken Tag 2's customization are still like way better, unfortunately.
Oh shit, you're right. He is in DNF Duel. It's Hitman.
All right, yeah. You know, he's an archetype, but he's an archetype made to appeal to the casual, like, non-fighting game player, and that's fine. You know, he's cool looking. He does cool shit. He's a fucking anime character, and he's French.
But imagine, you pull up to the tournament of Iron Fist. You get that motherfucker as your opponent. He goes, Clout! He teleports. It's like, okay, you can't have a gun and a teleport. Now you're just cheating. You either do one or the other. Man got Tracer recall, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what? It's cool. Because he's not toppiest of top tier, right? But fucking God, what is the same? Oh yeah, the customization. It's really good. Like, you can make some really cool shit. It's just that it's very limited. Like I've come from the older games where they've given you literally everything, and progressively, starting with Tekken 7, they've just given you less and less. And this is giving you probably the least out of all Tekken's customization stuff. But it's still,
there's only so many ways I can see y'all turn these characters into Wolverine. It's Logan.
It's still like worlds better than God, there was some other fighting game that had like a customization thing. No, it's not better than Soul Calibur. Something like recent. Like I think people were like comparing it to Street Fighter because of costumes or whatever, but like
MK1?
Yeah, it's better than the MK1's customization.
Yeah, that wasn't hard.
Yeah.
You got palette swaps, and it's like, ooh, gear customization. What necklace is Nitara about to wear, bro? Oh, okay.
What wings do you want?
You got me, brother.
God, fucking yeah. So people are making like cool shit with their customizations, and you know you're still able to have fun with that, but there could be more, man. I come from the days where there was more. You had like hair customization that was like literally it was like, hey, you've unlocked this piece. So if you pick this base thing here, like you pick the bob, you know, the bob cut, you can add like a ponytail in the back, you know, that kind of shit. But it doesn't have any of that. It's got the like collaborative DLC pieces that came from a Tekken 7 collab with some anime company. And then it's got some of the like really basic ones. And for some reason it's like, hey, here's Leo's old hairstyle, and then here's Shaheen's hairstyle, which is just like short hair, you know, that kind of shit. And then it's your character's hairstyles. And it's just like, you could do more, you know? There's a weird thing where like ponytails and like side parts, or not side parts, but like, you know, like side pieces or whatever of hair are accessories. So you have to take up your accessory slots to like add them as hair pieces.
I'm sorry. So it's either, do you want to wear this bracelets or you want muffin chops?
Yes.
What you want? Mutton chops or watch? Choose. Well, you know, I always wanted a bust down, but the mutton chops is calling, so now I gotta have naked arm. Like, come on, what are we?
It's really strange, but people haven't like criticized it enough because they're just happy that they're getting good customization. Like they're getting the bare minimum and they're happy about it because the other games have given them less.
Man,
so
that's fair. Yeah. An improvement is an improvement. But we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. So is there anything you want to close the show out with? Any topic that left off the page at you that we haven't gotten to this week?
Madam Web is coming out soon. All right.
God damn. That is something
movie,
they announced.
Yeah, that movie is gonna be worth watching. But like the best thing about it is that the promotional material is like Dakota Johnson being like basically like, they tricked me. like they told me this is gonna be like a real Marvel movie and it's not. So yeah, I know the movie's gonna suck, but like let's talk about the industry for a second, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, that movie's coming out soon, and I want to see it. I think it's gonna be really good. I think it's gonna be really good to see. let me make sure I got that correct. It's gonna be really good to see, not like an actual like objectively good movie. But yeah. Besides that, I don't really have shit right now.
Okay.
What about you? Okay.
So, as you know, Mortal Kombat 1 has had some issues as of late.
Oh.
But what do you think is the funniest bug that you've seen in that game? Was it the Tanya fatal blow and Goro just said, "I got nothing for you, ma'am"?
That or I experienced this bug. Did a brutality on Shao Kahn where he like it was the one where Natara bites him up or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And literally like rips off their skull. And she's holding his head in her hand, but for some reason his horns, like his head, like from here to here, a piece of it is just on the side of the screen, just like at the bottom, just floating. Like, I took a screenshot of it. It was insane. But, like, shit like that just randomly happen all the time.
So I think my favorite bug is the finish him bug, where you'll say finish him, and then you'll hit him with the sweep, and then it'll be laying on the ground, and you're waiting for the match to end, You walk away. Both you and your opponent are stuck here for 6 minutes plus. And it won't go away until one of you alt F4s.
Wow.
Yeah, I have 2 YouTube videos where this happens. The first one that happened, it was 5.5 minutes for the other guy gave up. And in the second one, it was 20 minutes. I had won both games, and I was like, nah, I'm not losing these points. I'll wait all damn day. I got shit I can do. I know you probably got a finite amount of time before you gotta find a new match. I'll go work out or something. It's cool. But yeah, that game is filled with bugs. Like, there are 2 things that we are convinced are bugs, but we don't know if we should ban them because maybe that's how the character works. Like Rain's Kara throw, where he could do forward 3 and then just mash grab and cancel the startup of the overhead and just grab you. And Quan Chi, the thing I showed you with the portal, where if the portal is off of you and you do the EX skull drop, and then you manually pull the portal on top of you during the second hit, it becomes an overhead low Earthshaker, like Doomsday Earthshaker hard to blockable. That launches.
Wow.
So
what a video
it
game.
hits overhead low, 1 frame apart. So you gotta like block stand and then block crouching all in within 1 frame. If you don't, you get launched into a 36% combo that loops into itself, because I can do it again if I have bar. So we don't know. Oh, by the way, and it only works on certain characters who are certain heights.
Look, man, that every time, like, I want to enjoy that game. I want to play that game. I'd like the game, but the game keeps telling me not to play it. Like, it's just like, this is not the best, bro.
Oh, I completely forgot about that. The PlayStation 5 players still have that bug, where you queue up for a ranked match and the screen goes black and you can't play. I forgot. Y'all still have God. Yo, this game sucks.
Did they fix the bug where like you get into a match, you start up and then
it just desynchronizes?
Yeah.
So on PC, I have not had that happen since they claimed they fixed it. I've seen people complain about it on the PS5 version since they fixed it. So I don't have the PS5 version, so I can't tell you. But we still don't have crossplay. And that patch got delayed.
It's coming with Peacemaker, bro.
Yeah, they made sure it was John Cena was going to come after Black History Month. They made sure of that shit.
God.
Anyways, y'all take care. This has been the Clout.WAV podcast. I think we said just about everything we needed to say this week. And yeah, we will see you guys soon. Trademark. Also, I guess I'm going to show you guys some Helldivers 2 now. Not, I won't be streaming it. I'm rating someone who's playing it. Don't worry about that. Anyways, y'all be safe. We're out of here. Y'all know where to go. Yes, it's Cass. I'm glad that y'all knew. I raid my homies when I'm done with my stream. Unfortunately, every single one of y'all stream at the same time, so this is getting ridiculous.